look like fun to you? This is what we call a bluegrass jam. And why don't you join us on Play Along with Taborgrass? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 8. Play along with Taborgrass. Hello and welcome to Play Along with Taborgrass. My name is Greg Stone, and each week we learn a new bluegrass tune for all of these instruments. The guitar, which I'm holding, and the fiddle. Steve has the fiddle there, and Linda has the mandolin. And we have the banjo, Elliot on the banjo here. And keeping us in time and on time is Dee on the bass. And I'd like to introduce the Taborgrassers. Hello, Taborgrassers. How are you? Good to see you. So today's little number, is Old Joe Clark. We're going to be learning that, and as we have in the past, we're going to start out with the rhythm backup, because that's really the most important thing, is the rhythm backup. And then we'll learn our leads on all of these instruments. Okay, so we're in the key of A. You know, I'm capoed 2, so don't be confused that I'm playing a G chord here. I'm capoed 2. That makes that G chord an A chord. Remember what we talked about before. So we're going to do the rhythm backup. Again, it's 4/4 time, so it's one note on the one beat of the guitar, which is the root note of the chord, then a strum, and then an alternate note. Whichever alternate you want to use there is fine, but always the one beat always has to be the root note of the chord. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm kind of on the 1 and 3 along with the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all the other instruments are on the 2 and 4 beats, as we're going to demonstrate for you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you all strum, all you other instruments, you fiddles, banjos, and mandolins, strum on the 2 and 4. That's it. And then just follow the chord progression on your music, and you should do fine with that rhythm backup. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. So let's start now with the demonstrations. We're going to start with the guitar. And first, let's take a look at the sheet music for the guitar. Okay, now we see Old Joe Clark in front of us for the guitar, the music. First thing I want to point out again is that we are in the key of A, and we are capoed 2, which is in the parentheses there. So that means that we're going to put our capo on the 2nd fret, and we're going to play out of G, which is right here, the G chord. But because we're capoed the 2nd fret, we're actually playing an A. Okay, so but we like that G chord on the guitars because it's got a lot of open strings, and so we like to use the capo. Okay, so don't get confused by seeing that we're in A, but the actual first chord is a G. Don't get confused by that, because the capo gets us all straightened out there. The second thing I want to point out is we have some rests in the music. We start out with a half note rest, which is just above that little middle line. That's called a half note rest right there. Right after that, we have a quarter note rest. So between all of them, because we're in 4/4 time, we've got 4 quarter notes, which is that top 4. The top 4 is the 4 beats per measure. The bottom 4 is 4 quarter notes. Get the beats. So we have rests. Rests mean we don't play anything. So for 2 beats, 1, 2, because that's a half rest. We have 2 beats, then we have 1 beat. This is a quarter rest. So all together in our rests, we have 3 beats before this measure even gets played. So what's the beat that's left? Is the 4th beat, right? So we count this 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th beat we go 4 and. Now, what are these notes here that are before the music even starts? You see a couple notes there before the music even starts. We call those pickup notes. Those kind of get us started. Pickup notes in fiddle tunes kind of get us started. So how we're going to count this is we're going to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're ready to start with our music. Okay? Just a couple of notes that before all the chords get started, before all the backup goes. Okay? So let's talk about the actual music. Again, we have quarter notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and, because the eighth note's there, they get 2 beats for the quarter note. Also, what else about this music? We also have down here, we have a dotted half note. So a dotted half note actually gets 3 beats. So we've got this 3 down here that also gets 3 beats. 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then again 4 and, right, for that measure there. All right, good. And so let's go and take a look at our ending for the A part on the next screen. Here we have our ending. And so what we see here is we see a first ending and we see a second ending. So the first ending gets us back to our second A part. Remember, we play 2 A parts and 2 B parts. So the first ending just gets us back to play our second time through the A part. And you see our pickup notes to get us back into the A part, where we just start right from the beginning again, where those heavy lines and those repeat dots were. Okay, now the second time through we see here, we just see one long whole note. And that just gets us all the way over, one long note, to our B part. Okay, now we're ready to start the B part. And then we go 2 times through the B part as well, as illustrated. Well, where? Right down below me, with those that repeat sign right there, so we play 2 B parts. So, Old Joe Clark, hey, I think now we're ready for our demonstration. Okay, now it's time for our demonstration on the guitar for Old Joe Clark. And everybody else, please play back up. You guitar pickers at home, play along with me, please. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, I can't stress the importance of the downstrokes and the upstrokes for the flat pick. This is bluegrass again, and we just use a flat pick. For the guitar players and the mandolin players, very important that pick direction. All your quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes have to be a downstroke. All your eighth notes have to be down up. So it's like down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. You really do need to keep that straight, because when things start going fast, we're going to get in trouble if we don't keep our down-ups right, okay? So now it's time to demonstrate on the fiddle and the mandolin. And so let's first look at the sheet music for these instruments. Okay, now we see the sheet music for Old Joe Clark for the fiddle and the mandolin. Old Joe Clark is in the key of A, which you see over here. We see 3 sharps designating the key of A. And then we also see 4/4 time here again, meaning 4 beats to the measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. We have both the written music and standard notation, and we have the tablature. The tablature, of course, is for the mandolins that have frets, just like the guitar does, just like my guitar. The fiddle doesn't have any frets. Have you ever seen frets on a fiddle? No, we have to have standard notation for that. So they read the music. They have a down bow designation too. That's what this little symbol is here. And this little symbol over here is an up bow designation, and then a down bow down there. That's what those little marks are. Also, look at this. We see a natural note here for the G. That's what gives Old Joe Clark kind of a blues sound. It's just to naturalize that G, a little natural. Every time we hit a G, it's a natural G. Also, I want to talk a little bit about here, here we have the first ending, right? The first ending because we have 2 A parts and 2 B parts, remember? So here's the first ending to the A part, and then the second time through, you skip the first ending and you go over here to the second ending. And these 2 notes at the end of the second ending get you into the B part, which is this measure right here, starting there. And let's go to the next part, and now we see the rest of the B part right here. And so now it's time to go to our demonstration. Okay, now we're ready for the demonstration on the fiddle and the mandolin. Steve, are you ready on the fiddle?
I'm ready.
Oh, great. And Linda, are you ready to demonstrate on the mandolin? All right. So the rest of us are going to play backup. Please, if you're playing the fiddle and the mandolin at home, follow along. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's great. So now it's time for demonstration on the banjo. First, we're going to take a look at the sheet music for the banjo. Now we have the sheet music for Old Joe Clark for the banjo. First of all, we're in the key of A again, and we have way up there, we have capo 2 in the parentheses. So we're going to put our capo on the 2nd fret, and we're going to play actually out of a G chord, which we see over here, we see G. Don't let that confuse you. We're capo to the 2nd fret, right? So that turns that G into an A. And us guitar players and banjo players would rather play that G chord than the other A chord, because we've got all these nice open strings. So don't let that confuse you. We like to capo too on these G tunes, which Ojo Clark is. I mean, A tunes. So in the first measure here, you see note pinch for the banjo on the tablature. Note pinch is a term that I use from the banjo picking exercises that you'll find on taborgrass.com when you go to the website and download the PDF. It's called Banjo Picking Exercises, and all these terms are explained there, and you can exercise these, or practice these. Note pinch. Also down here, look at what we have. We have a bunch of new stuff down here. We've got the note pinch in this measure, note pinch, and this index is designated there, and then the middle and the thumb, middle finger and the thumb, which is the MT there for the note pinch. And then over here we have what's called a square roll. A square roll being accomplished with the thumb, the index, the thumb, and the middle. These designations, that's what these letters are all about down there. So we've got a nice square roll and the note pinch in that measure, first time we've done the square roll. So let's go, and then we play this A part twice. Let's go to the B part. The B part, for the first time we see a hammer-on between the 4 and 5 here. That's what that H up above the 4 or 5 means. It's a hammer-on, and Elliot will display how you do, demonstrate how you do a hammer-on when we get to the demonstration. We also have one down here, and we've got another square roll before we finish the B part as well. So good practices on some of those techniques. So let's now go to our demonstration. Okay, now it's time for our demonstration on the banjo. Elliot, are you ready for our demonstration?
Ready.
Oh, great. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have Elliot demonstrate, and then we're going to all play, all skate after he demonstrates one time through, and then we're going to play this tune through a few times just to practice with it, okay? So let's go. Elliot, yes. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next week, when our song will be I'll Fly Away. So remember to download that on taborgrass.com. Download the music for I'll Fly Away. We'll be doing that next week. And thanks so much for joining us with Play Along with Taborgrass. We'll see you next week.